The following wrestling simulation requires discretionary viewer participation. Welcome to another action-packed edition of Championship Wrestling. These matches are sanctioned and supervised by the Steam Workshop Alliance, courtesy of Fire Pro Wrestling World and the Carlzilla Mod Pack. I am Benoit, and we're kicking things off tonight with a nice match between Lynn and the debuting Dean Malenko. Now, these two men have had similar travels in pro wrestling, but rarely did they face off against one another. Briefly in the World Wrestling Federation, Lynn was at the time the light heavyweight champion, and he actually retained that title against Dean Malenko. I want to say early 2001, maybe spring of 2001. This is right before the Alliance kicked off. Both men were in ECW, but not at the same time. Malenko was, I believe, a former tag and World TV champion. I might be misremembering that. Lynn did take the World Heavyweight Championship in ECW. And they were both in WCW at the same time, also very briefly like their WWF runs. Except then, Tombstone. This could be the end of the match already. He's not going for the pin. Instead, he's going for a knee bar. They both were in WCW at the same time. However, back then, Lynn was under a mask and went by the name Mr. JL. So, snap style brain buster. This could be a quick win here for Malenko. But Lynn kicks out. Now we got a running Liger bomb. Beautiful. Both men going for an early quick win with big moves. Not enough, though. As I was saying, these two men are about the same in, say, height and weight. Like, physically, they appear to be about the same, but definitely if you want to talk about technical powerhouses, you got to give the credit there to the man with 1,000 holds. He is definitely a master technician in that ring. Malenko hooks the leg. Only gets a 2 count. This match is scheduled for one fall, of course, with a 20-minute time limit. Now we have a nice strike exchange. Looks like Malenko. Oh, never mind. Lynn counters with a drop kick of his own. And a gourd buster. Beautiful. Man, Malenko got right back up, though. This is definitely a fast-paced match. Perhaps a super backdrop denied. Sunset flip powerbomb with the pin. 2, 3. No! How did Malenko kick out of that? The crowd is going crazy right now for this match reversal. Tombstone of his own drops Malenko on his head. Lateral press does not hook the leg, though. That has to be a mistake. Malenko hooks the leg this time. Oh, and apparently it's enough. Malenko with a surprise quick victory here in the opening contest of Championship Wrestling. We got tag team action up next. You see Diesel there in the ring going up against the Undertaker. Undertaker is currently on his WrestleMania streak rematch. And up next, he has his WrestleMania 12 opponent, Kevin Nash, who back then went by the name Diesel. And Nash said if Undertaker wants Diesel, well, he is going to get Diesel. And right now we have a preview tag match for that. You see Shawn Michaels at ringside there, teaming up with his good click buddy Diesel, the dudes with attitudes. Currently, Shawn Michaels is managed by sensational Sherri. Oh, and there we got Kane tagged in. Paul Bearer brought the Undertaker's half-brother Kane for this match. Now we got Kane going up against Diesel, which is quite interesting if you recall. Well, you know what? We're not going to break kayfabe here. We're going to just keep things as they are. Brothers of Destruction versus the Dudes with Attitude. This is a match that you know, I'm trying to wonder now, when the NWO were back in the WWF in 2002, did Kane ever take on Kevin Nash? Anyway, these are big men. We got a double power bomb. Diesel goes for the cover, but that's way too close to the Undertaker. These are both 7-foot-tall men. Bringing in the smallest men in the match here, Shawn Michaels and the Undertaker. Nice enziguri. That is what actually put that's what put Shawn Michaels on the shelf near the end of 1995, courtesy of Owen Hart. We have a strike exchange here. I am all over the place with my commentary. My apologies. Michaels being sent back into his corner. Don't know if that's a good idea. Ooh, I think Undertaker did that intentionally, though. Just wants to show Diesel what he's going to be up against here at the Summer Solstice. That is going to be Sunday, June 21st. We already have a number of matches on that card. Bunch of strikes. We have the SWA Heavyweight Championship being defended, as Stone Cold's going to go up against Savio Vega. Women's Championship is going to be on the line as well. Tag back into Diesel. Oh, what do we got? Pedigree. That's a shout out to another one of Kevin Nash's friends there. Not enough to keep the Undertaker down, though. Expect a lot of heavy-handed, powerful moves here from 3 of the 4 men in this match. Shawn Michaels is going to have to rely on his speed and agility if he wants to maneuver around these big men. Diesel with the cover right in front of the Undertaker. Taker decided not to try and break that up. Didn't have to. Kane kicked out. Oh, what a nice boot to the face, followed by, sending Diesel right back to his corner. Nice clothesline out of the corner. This match has a 20-minute time limit. Double team effort, perhaps? Maybe not. What a big clothesline there by Kane. Kane just dominating. Diesel goes for the pin, but gets saved by Shawn Michaels. You know, Shawn Michaels is not Sherri's only managee here in Fire Pro. She does have the brothers, Booker T and Stevie Ray. Harlem Heat. Nice diving clothesline from the top. Diesel is hurt. He might want to think about tagging out here. Or instead, just give Kane the jackknife. Taker able to make the break. I have to wonder if Kane would have been able to kick out on his own. I don't think he was. Look at that. He's wobbly after that. Diesel decides not to follow up and instead tags in Shawn Michaels. Don't know if that was a good idea. Tag into the Undertaker. Undertaker and Michaels are the legal men in this match. Now we're going to get a double vertical suplex. Brothers of Destruction taking it to the Heartbreak Kid. Up. Tombstone. That could be all. Diesel able to break up the pin. And, of course, Sherri has to get up on the apron and make a distraction as well. Kane is going to take another jackknife. Shawn Michaels dives halfway across the ring to drop the elbow there on the back of the Undertaker. Kane is once again on wobbly legs. Another save there by Diesel. Oh, Undertaker choked out Shawn Michaels. You have to wonder in a few weeks here, June 21st, is Undertaker going to choke out Diesel as well? Now we got a couple of martial artists here as Jerry Flynn is going up against the King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura. multiple-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion, IWGP Intercontinental Champion. Also was the U.S. and Intercontinental Champion in WWE, and I thought at one point he was a former WWE Champion, but I might be wrong about that. Kick to the back of the head of Flynn. Quick cover. Leg is hooked. Only gets a 1 count, though. Oh, man. Both men using their martial arts background there. All those strong strikes. I got to think this match is not going to go very long. Shinsuke made his debut, I believe, back at the Battle Royal, but I might be misremembering that. Let me go back and look at the record books here. Oh, look at all those chops. Indeed. Shinsuke did make his debut here at the Battle Royal back on Valentine's Day, and I think this might be his first singles match. A lot of guys on the roster, not a lot of time to showcase them, so if you want to keep getting booked here, you're going to have to win. Right now we got a spinning toe hold there by Flynn. Oh, Shinsuke, nice wrap around to a spinning heel kick. Leg is hooked. Only a 2 count, though. Goes for a kick, gets caught. Has a nice leg sweep there by Flynn. Flynn, a perennial undercard worker in WCW. Whereas Shinsuke came up in the New Japan Dojo. Made his debut in the early 2000s, back when Antonio Inoki was still trying to bring in a lot of MMA fighters. Oh, look at that posing. Shinsuke heavily inspired. Oh, by the stage presence of Freddie Mercury. Gourd Buster, center of the ring. Knees to the top of the head. Flynn barely able to protect himself. Beautiful. Oh, thought he might go for the cover there. Guess not. Okay, Flynn's trying to make a comeback. Kick there to the side of the head. Drop down. And a clothesline. Oh, this time they did not bump heads, but Flynn takes the worst of it. Set in the corner there where Shinsuke decides to set him up for... Oh, a knee right to the gut. That's going to drive the wind out of Jerry Flynn. Look at him. He can barely stand up. Another axe kick. Far too close to the ropes. Referee's not going to make the count there. Posing for the crowd. Definitely a fan favorite. Oh, this match is going to go outside. Got to remember here in Fire Pro, there is only a 10 count American style as opposed to the default Fire Pro Wrestling World and Japanese style lung blower in which the referee will count to 20. Shinsuke might want to think about getting back in the ring now. Taking it back inside where Flynn misses a kick but is able to connect with multiple strikes. You know, you throw enough shots, you're bound to land 1 or 2 of them. It appears that Jerry Flynn did not like being outside. This is definitely going to be a match of fruition. I got to think, though, if Flynn were to go for the pin now, he might get the win. Cover. 1, 2. Oh, 2 count. Man, what an upset that would have been. Up and over. Followed by the boom IA. 1, 2, 3. Shinsuke Nakamura gets his first singles win here on Championship Wrestling. Shinsuke is not the only one who debuted back in the Battle Royal and getting his first singles match here on Championship Wrestling. Now, Jim Duggan is going to be getting his first singles match here in Fire Pro as well as he goes up against the Canadian Iron Mike Sharpe. Jim Duggan actually was the first man to ever win a WWF Royal Rumble back in '88 before it was a pay-per-view. Now, similar to Shinsuke, Duggan has had a bit of success, though not as much, having not won any titles in the World Wrestling Federation other than being crowned the first ever Royal Rumble winner. Actually, I think at one point he might have even been a King of the Ring, though not having won the King of the Ring tournament, but having taken the... God, but I don't remember. I was so young when that happened. Anyway, Iron Mike Sharpe was a longtime veteran of pro wrestling. He was in the WWF before Jim Duggan, actually, dating back to the early 80s. Matter of fact, I'm starting to wonder if on an episode of Championship Wrestling or All-Star Wrestling, if Mike Sharpe might have actually beaten a young Jim Duggan. I might have to go back and look at the record books. Anyway, Duggan would have a slight more success in WCW, where he was a former United States Heavyweight Champion, which I believe he might have won on his debut match. If memory serves me right, he debuted defeating stunning Steve Austin for that U.S. Heavyweight Championship. Of course, Stone Cold Steve Austin is the SWA Heavyweight Champion now, and he will be defending that championship at the Summer Solstice, June 21st, against Savio Vega. Duggan was also, I believe, the final WCW World Television Champion, a championship he was granted after picking it up from a trash can. Good old bullshit Russo booking. Duggan, beautiful lariat. Iron Mike fights back, charges in the corner. Duggan, quite a big man, giving up a little bit of size here to Iron Mike Sharpe. A little bit. Let me emphasize a little bit. Duggan got his big break in Mid-South there under Bill Watts. Down in Oklahoma. Although he does hail from Glen Falls, New York. How he wound up in that territory, who knows? Leg is hooked after the Old Glory knee drop? No, must not have been the Old Glory because Iron Mike kicked out. Oh, clubbing blows right to the side of the head. Followed by a big headbutt. Mike Sharpe is no slouch. Going back to the center of the ring via a front face lock. Duggan goes for the cover again. Not enough. Sharpe kicks out just at the last moment. Got a scoop slam there in the corner. Followed by a leg drop. And a knee drop. Match has been pretty back and forth so far. Ho! Might be a little bit early to celebrate, though. Yep, it was. As Sharpe is taking Duggan from pillar to post. He might get the victory here if he goes for the cover. But he wants to dish out the punishment. That might prove to be his downfall. Or maybe I'm wrong. Anything can happen when you sim and fire pro wrestling world. Uh-oh. Duggan's starting to fight back. He's starting to feel the energy from the crowd. Another knee drop. Oh, but that momentum is cut short via a backbreaker. Uh-oh. Pile driver. Not too many men can get up from a pile driver. Oh, but make an exception for Iron Mike. And we're not talking Mike Tyson. We're talking Mike Sharpe. What about a second pile driver? He got up from one, but not two, as Jim Duggan gets his first singles victory in Fire Pro. And now it's time for some ladies action to end this week's episode of Championship Wrestling. Ladies tag team action, as we have Joyce Grable teaming up with the SWA Women's Champion Wendi Richter to go up against Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. You see, back on Mother's Day, Jade Cargill won a triangle match against Stephanie Vaquer and Thekla, and has challenged the SWA Women's Champion here at the Summer Solstice. So on June 21st, it's going to be Jade Cargill going up against Wendi Richter for the Women's Championship, and this is a preview tag team match for that bout. Joyce Grable is currently in the ring, where she was a former NWA World's Women's Tag Team Champion with Wendi Richter back in the early 80s. And of course, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill were former two-time WWE Women's Champions. Matter of fact, Jade Cargill was just recently at WrestleMania, where she was a former WWE Women's Champion. Right now, we got Joyce Grable going up there against Bianca Belair, the EST. Tag into Wendi Richter. Joyce decides to land a pile driver before getting out. They have a 5 count. Wendi Richter won the Women's Championship tournament on Mother's Day, defeating 3 women in one night. Beautiful moonsault. Tag into Jade Cargill, the big woman there. The storm is coming. Now, Wendi is no slouch. She took out a number of big women in that tournament to become the women's champion. You know, Mad Maxine and Rhea Ripley. Matter of fact, she defeated Rhea Ripley with a critical. We have not heard anything from Rhea Ripley since that championship match loss. Only a 1 count there. Double team effort, though, on Jade Cargill. What Grable gives up inside, she makes up for inexperience against the young Jade Cargill, a champion in both AEW and WWE. Very impressive. Nice kick. Oh, but Grable fights right back. Joyce Grable, one of the many women who was trained by the fabulous Moolah. I'm sure Moolah would have liked to have gotten her hands on Grable. Add her to the stable. Of course, Moolah currently manages the Glamour Girls and Mad Maxine, number of whom were part of that women's tournament, but none successful. Jade fighting back. Of course, has to pose for the crowd. Has a fabulous body. Up, double. Oh! Think she was going for Jaded there, but Grable kicks out of it. Oh, goes for a double team drop kick, but doesn't work. Brings Belair back in. Oh! Nice wraparound into a Kimura. Wendi saw Bianca coming. Torture rack. The strength administered right there in front of Jade. Oh, she wants to send a message. The inaugural SWA Women's Champion is no one to be messed with. Cover leg is hooked. Jade able to make the break. Oh, we're going to see that beautiful moonsault again, perhaps? Nice. Right in the center of the ring. Thought she might want to go for a cover after that, but she decided not to. Tag back out to Joyce Grable. This match has a 20-minute time limit. Spear! So many people use that spear. Got to say congratulations to by the way, to Bianca Belair, as I believe she is pregnant. Nice drop kick. Joyce goes for the cover in the ropes. Referee decides not to make the count. Tag back out to Jade. Oh! Who's going to capitalize on that air raid crash? Up, and looks like it's time for Jaded. That's all she wrote, folks. No! Wendi made the save at the last moment. Joyce looks hurt, but she's still able to fight back. Tag back out to Wendi Richter. Who goes for the cover? But Jade easily powers out of that. A lot of upper body strength there. Oh, this match is going to go to the outside. Big spin broken up. All four ladies are on the outside. The referee has lost control of this match. Oh! Grable is just taking the worst of this. Big clothesline. Take out to the EST. Who just took a big power bomb with the pin. That's all she wrote there. I think Jade was a bit wobbly, didn't realize her partner was being pinned. And Wendi Richter picks up the victory here to end this episode of Championship Wrestling. Till next time, I am Benoit, reminding you all to keep on simming.